and intending to make some form of profit. If you set up a system, a form of business, an activity, and you are taking some risks, and you are not desirous of making profit, what are you? An NGO. Yes, you're just pursuing your hobby. You're just a non-governmental organization. You know, government is responsible for giving services to people for free. So anybody that now starts to do that without the intention of profit is a non-governmental organization. Can we differentiate between both now? So an entrepreneur is the one who set up a business or many businesses and ready to take the required risks for the purpose of profit. There is a classical definition that I want to share with you, and we are all going to participate. I want you to interpret that definition and bring out meanings from that definition that reflects what we have defined before, which is commonly known to all of us. Don't forget, we said an entrepreneur is the one who has set up business, right? He's taking some risk, right? And is intending to make profit. Now, if I define an entrepreneur or entrepreneurship as a wonderful combination of hard-headed business acumen, are you following? You may need to write this one down. A wonderful combination of hard-headed acumen, plain common sense, humor, and warmth. An entrepreneur or an entrepreneurship is a combination of hard-headed acumen that is combined with plain common sense, humor, and warmth. Where do we find the business setup from this definition? Where do we find the financial or other risks there? Where do we find profits in this definition? A wonderful combination of hard-headed business acumen. Any idea? Okay, what is business acumen? What is acumen? So, hard-headed. That's the business idea. So it's still a business setup. Something you have to think very hard to come up with. The idea part of it is the combination of hard-headed acumen. You have to use your brain to set up some form of activity with plain common sense. Now, I just want to set up something, and I just decide to set up anything. Will it make sense? Will it make a good business? No. Business is with common sense. I just come to this hall, and I see that, oh, this is a Muslim gathering. Sisters are wearing hijab. Brothers are wearing cap. Okay. If I'm to do business with the people here, and I decide to come next Sunday to come and sell, and I brought a crate of Heineken, what do you think? Business is about plain common sense. Look around you. Look around you very well. Check. What is it that, is missing? What is it that people need? It's about fulfilling people's needs. If there is no need, no business will succeed. Like I said, we ate this morning. If we are never hungry, nobody will sell food. Are we together? So, business setup, you need your acumen, and you need to be as simple as possible. As simple as possible. The humor and the warmth part of it. I don't know how many of us know no excellence. No sellers. You know it? You know her? What does she sell? Do you know Basti? Can you find the humor and warmth in these two people? That is the marketing side of your business, of your entrepreneurship. You have to have some form of humor. You have to have some warmth. People must be able to relate to you. Even people you don't know, you've never met. Okay? So that's business. How many of you here know that I sell rice presently? Sell rice. I've not done enough marketing. Only 4 people know.
Maybe you should say the name.
Okay, Alfrucon rice. Now. So, business is about plain common sense. How did I get selling rice? I'm not a farmer. I don't plant rice. Abuja is not a rice place. One day, I'm still on the business platform. I saw somebody advertise Alfrucon rice. So what did I do? I just advertised it. Didn't do anything. I don't know the person. I just started sharing the advert. And I started getting feedback. Can we get half bag? What is the price of this one? Is it stone free? Is it that? Is it that? Then I forwarded it back to the platform. The person was not responding. So what kind of business person is this? So I now had to contact the admin of that business group. Do you know this person? I hope it's not 419. I've already put my name on the line telling people about Alfrucon. I said, no, I know him. He called him, and then the man got back to me. And then I got a link to him, and I found the rice. One of the feedback I got from my advert is it stone free? I had to say, wait. Wait, let me verify. So, you must also use common sense. Not just I want to do entrepreneur, because I've seen right advertised, people wanted, and I start selling. No, I had to do my own check. So I had to buy a sample and got it tested. And then I got a feedback. It is at least over 90% clean. So I went back with the same sincerity, because I could have claimed that it is clean. But what I got is that it is 90% clean. So I told people 90% clean. So if you are buying and you chew one stone, you will not come and arrest me. So business is about common sense. Look around you. There are 101 things that you can do. I'll share one story going forward about one super entrepreneur. He's an American. You know, he graduated from school and he didn't want to work anywhere. So he was looking around for what he could do. However, as a child from 6 weeks old, from what the parents told him, he had been struggling with asthma. So as he grew up as an adult, he had challenges. Anytime he eats just anything he likes, you know, an American, the burgers are there, all the fast food, he runs into crisis. Until he stops those ones and starts eating healthy food before his crisis will come down. Now, were these things easy to get? No. He had to travel from one town to the other to go to specific shops to be able to buy healthy food. It was the normal thing is the junks you find everywhere. But the healthy foods were not available around. You have to travel and they were very expensive. So what did he do? He said, I wanted to be healthy. I had to become a food nut. He has to find a way of selling those things by himself. So as I bid farewell to junk food, I discovered that a steady diet of natural food was impossible to obtain without spending 10 hours a week shopping at ethnic food store or farm stand or 7-day Adventist flour mill or Japantown or other distant vendors to be able to get a healthy food. And he wanted to stay healthy. So what did he do? He started his first natural food store in Boston. He started a food store so that he can get the healthy food and then meet the, because there will be several other people. It is not possible that he will be the only asthma patient in the neighborhood. Is it possible? No. There were other people dying who couldn't solve their problem. So he was trying to solve his own problem and solve other people's problem, and then he created his first store. So that's one of the ideas of a startup. To start something, try to solve a problem. Are we together? Try to solve a problem. If you are a solution to a problem, you will make money. So it started in the first year. The shop was grossing like $300 per day. $300. How much would that be in Naira? About 12,000 a day. So, now? 120,000 Naira a day. So, it started. Somebody that didn't have a job, now is grossing 120,000 per day. And it kept going like that. Of course, he's the chief supplier. He's the one to attend to the people. And, he was doing it until he had to hire the next person, and the shop was growing. I enjoyed it, and I was enjoying it and making money. Of course, it got to a point again, another attitude of an entrepreneur. Some entrepreneurs cannot stay in one business. He got tired of it after 7 years. At that time, the shop was already grossing $25,000 a day. Within 7 years, from $300 a day to $25,000 a day. Are you there? So, that's what entrepreneurship is. You start small, and then over time, it will grow. It will naturally grow, so long as you know what you're doing. So what does this man do? He decided to sell. He sold the shop. And then he moved on. He took an holiday and went to enjoy himself for some time and came back. He was an American. So when he came back, he was looking for, let him even get employed. Nobody will employ him. So he had to start another business. He started a new business and developed that business to a bigger extent. So the point we're trying to make here is that as an entrepreneur, you can start and close, The fact that you have started a business and it succeeded does not mean you have to die there. Businesses also have to do with your passion. If your passion changes, you don't like this thing again, you can sell out that one and start afresh. Don't be afraid to ever start. Okay? And even if the other story has been true, that it was not a successful business, then it is possible that you start a new one, abandon the one that is not successful, and start all over again, and that one can be very successful. Now, we all know that the business of the purpose or the benefit of running an enterprise goes beyond the individual that starts it, isn't it? A good business enhances the life of the owner. It enhances the life of the people that are working there. It enhances the life of the family of the people that are working there. I don't know if you can get this picture very clearly. One of the enterprise around, one of our group business, the Model Islamic School, was started just like that by the brothers in Kubwa. And a few of them were also the teachers and their wives. They started it over this period. As we speak, the staff is not less than 150. The staff, those who are working there. So you can imagine how many people, in Africa, one person, you can have 10 dependents. So if one business has taken in 150 people, you can imagine how many people that are benefiting from that business. And so it is with every enterprise. It may start with you, with the next person to you, 2 staff, 3 staff, 4 staff, as the staff is growing, the beneficiaries are also growing. So it's important that we try our best to be an entrepreneur. So I think I'll allow her to introduce my colleagues because they are here before I continue.
We're very happy to have Sister Saida Shonoiki. She is. Does anyone here know kale granola? Has anyone seen kale granola before? Just to put this in perspective, we have highly important people here, mashallah. If you like granola, kale granola is a snack, is a cereal. It's available in the biggest stores in Abuja, Next, Cash and Carry. Name your big shops. It's there. She's the founder, mashallah. She's the originator of this cereal. She's an agricultural expert. So just listen, like I hope our notepads and pens are here. They're going to be sharing gems with us. We're pleased to have Saida Shonoiki. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
Wa alaikum assalam wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
I don't think Sis Hawa is here yet.
She is.
Okay. Of course, Sis Hawa needs no introduction. We all know, like, there's no way you'll have gotten here without seeing Mumtaz International School, right? Do we all know Mumtaz International School?
Yeah.
Yes, mashallah. She's the wonderful founder, and we're very blessed to have her. Sis Hawa Bello. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
Wa alaikum salam wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Okay, alhamdulillah, we welcome our super business executives here. They're going to be able to attend to our questions. I was just trying to raise your appetite about who an entrepreneur is and why we should all be entrepreneurs. Why we should all be entrepreneurs. You know, I mean, you can X-ray any of the businesses around here, and you see the benefits of being an entrepreneur. You know, businesses that start with a few people, and then it grows over time. The owner, the staff, and the dependents are going to be beneficiaries. So, before I allow my colleagues to speak, I just want to share with us that doing business is legal. Doing business is Islamic. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala told us that we should do trade, isn't it? Allah said that people call interest as trade, as business. Whereas interest is forbidden, trade is halal. Surah Baqarah. So trade is what Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has already legalized for us. What was the Rasul sallallahu alaihi wasallam doing before Nubuwah, before he was raised as a prophet? What was he doing? He was a businessman. He was a businessman. So business is very legal. As Muslims, we should aspire to be business people. An entrepreneur, another name is to say businessman or businesswoman, or a business person. So we should aspire to be a business person. Let me give a simple example. We all know that the Rasul sallallahu alaihi wasallam was a business person and also helped Khadija radiallahu anha to flourish her business. There was a particular day, maybe close to the time of sacrifice. The Rasul sallallahu alaihi wasallam called a Sahaba, Urwa ibn Abil Jad al-Bariki, go and buy me a sheep that I can use for my sacrificial animal. Just a sheep or a goat, anything you can find. Take 1 dinar. You know what the Sahaba did? He went into the market and priced it very well, in such a way that he was able to buy 2 sheep for 1 dinar. As he left the market, he saw other people coming to buy, and they liked those animals that he bought. One of them looked at it and said, I like this one. He said, how much? He said, 1 dinar. The guy paid and took that one. So he went back to the Rasul sallallahu alaihi wasallam with 1 sheep and 1 dinar. I didn't hear the takbir. He was giving, take 1 dinar, go and buy a sheep. The guy went to the market and made a good bargain. He was able to buy 2 sheep. On his way, he got somebody who was interested. He sold that 1 sheep for 1 dinar. So he went back home with the capital and the profit. This is classical business. This is how Muslims should think. Opportunities are bound around us on what we can do and how we can do it. But alas, people can be there for 8 years. They say, I cannot find a job. Every time I hear this thing, my tummy shakes. I cannot find a job. I want to find a job. There are too many jobs. How many people are doing environmental business in Lube? How many people are packing waste? How many? It's still not organized as we speak today. People are just dumping their waste somewhere. Somebody can do that. Somebody can do that. There was an experiment I did a few years ago. How many people know Karimo? Karimo market. From Karimo to fish market, the price of orange is different. From Karimo to fish market. From fish market to Kado, the price of orange has changed again. I don't know if you understand. This is a trackable distance though. From Karimo to fish market, it's a different price. From fish market to Kado, it's a different price. So what stops me from selling orange? Just buying Karimo. If you don't want to waste too much time, when you get to Lifecam Junction, you sell. If you want more money, you go as far as Kado Junction or go to Gwarimpa. Orange. A lot of things can be done. So let us try our best to. Oh, wonderful. This is good. To try, we should try our best to see that we look around us for the opportunities that are bound. So this is about starting a business. This is about entrepreneurship. Look around you. Look for things you can do. Look for problems you can solve. Yeah. And then you try to solve it. Before I go to a few points on growing your business, somebody shared these slides with me, and I think, if we try to look at them, they will help us in our becoming entrepreneurs. Can we see the first slide? Hello? Can we all see it? So there are 2 types of people in the world. Which one are you? The first set are the type of people that said there's no job. There's no job. I have a PhD, there's no job. They are waiting for the opportunities to come and drag them from where they are. Can you see this person? Nobody's stopping from breaking that thing and stepping up. Do something. Make an effort to live where you are. You have to choose what type of person you want to be. Otherwise, you will remain who you are. The difference between poverty and riches is just ideas, knowledge, and taking action about those things you know. Next slide. Yes, it's been 10 years you are not making money. Not a problem. So what should happen tomorrow is what you bother about. Don't worry about since 10 years I've been doing something, it's not profitable. Don't worry about that one is gone. What can you do today? What are you going to do in the next moment? What are you going to do tomorrow? Worry about that one, not about the 10 years ago that you did not succeed in what you are doing. Yes. Look at these 2 people. 2 animals. That one is seeing himself as a grown-up lion, and he can terrorize the whole world. He can terrorize the whole jungle. This one is seeing that I'm too small. I don't know if you understand this. Yeah. Subhanallah. The one that is big now is big. He's seeing himself as ever small. The one that is small is already projecting that I'm going to be the king of the jungle. Your reality. Think about who do you want to be? Where do you want to be in the next 5 years? You have to decide about it. A lot of us think we are helpless. I didn't go to school. I only did social science. I didn't study architecture. Who told you that it's money in architecture? Foolish idea. as a young architect, I got to know that the people who make money are those who are doing business. I had a client, they have fish, my sister-in-law, they have fish, was building this flat. What does she sell? Ice fish, what she's selling in Lagos. Ice fish. When I do a design for her, she will just enter a shop and pay me. I do design for accountant, they will be writing memo. They will be saying come tomorrow, they will be pricing me. What kind of thing? The fish will pay you sharp. And she will build the flat and start renting it out. You know, so it's your reality. Think about what you can do. Don't think about your size or your circumstance. Next slide. You want to go to school? It is not possible. Who will pay? You want to build a house? From where? Which is this small work you are doing? People will discourage you. You want to start a school? You started a school in 2016. 2016 was not a year to start a school. It was when Buhari just came. People didn't have money. Even the school they are going before, they cannot pay. You want to start school. People will discourage you. You have to understand what you want to do and why you want to do it and how far you can go. And go on and do it. Do something. I attended a training, I'm sure I've said it here before. The facilitator said that when people wake up in the morning, they will kneel down or go to mosque and pray, and pray, God bless the work of my hand. Oh God, do this. Yes, God is hearing now. God is already with you. Okay, make move now. You stay there. You are still in that mosque or in that church praying. The person who did not even pray much has gone out. God will follow him to whatever is doing and bless him. You are there in the church or you are there in the mosque. What are you going to make? God will remain with you there. You are there. Keep praying. So, don't think about whatever anybody says. Take the action. Next slide. Take action. Move. And that's why they will advise you. Some people want it to happen. Some people wish it to happen. Others make it happen. What category are you? You are still wishing. You are wishing that one day government of Nigeria will be good. Inshallah, everything will happen. Government of Nigeria, they will start giving people money in their houses. You are still wishing. Next slide. Change. When Buhari comes, Nigeria will be better. He has done how many years now?
6 years.
Oh. Just do nothing. It's impossible. You can't go across this world. Just do nothing. It is impossible. That's some people's mindset. However, just do it. Nothing is impossible. So many examples that you can see. Nothing is impossible. How many of you know when MICA started? How many? MICA started school. Tell us, sister, how you used to take your children to that school and where it is. Does anybody know Edo Park? You don't know Edo Park in Gabi? In Itako, that's when MICA started. Yes, so my mom they used to bring their children in the morning to that place. See the transition. If you just sit down and say it's not possible, it will not be possible. They started inside their room, small. One day, they pushed them, forced them to lose way by force by fire. 3 years ago, they forced them to leave that small corner and come out to the duplex. Can you see the transition? If you don't make that effort, it will remain impossible. And that will come. Okay. Alright. Next slide. Okay. Thank you very much. It's just to whet your appetite that you can, in a lot of things you can do. There's nothing impossible. You see the ladder? Somebody put them down and climb on it. Is that the best way to use a ladder? Okay. That's what many of us are doing. These a lot of things around us, we are making them use. We are not using them properly. I think I'll just stop here and allow my colleagues to speak to the topic. While saying that, I'll just mention that to start a small business is good. Start with your business idea. Try to build it incrementally. I'm just giving you the story of the start. College Academy started from a mosque in Lagos. Moshalashi. That's where we started our first schools. make it a corporation and make it PLC, but at least start from somewhere. Now, a lot of people talk about money. I don't have money. What are you going to do? I want to set up a restaurant. When you tell me what he or she wants to set up a restaurant, but I don't have money. Can't you see people that are bringing their cooler to the junction and are selling it? Start from there if you are really serious. If somebody sees you with 2 coolers and you are selling, tomorrow he will be ready to provide a shed for you because it seems that you are serious. But you are in your house, you are looking for 500,000 naira to start a food business. You are not serious. You are not. Somebody selling a Agonyan bread there and she's making money. You are saying you are still waiting for 500,000? What? Something you can sell, start with 10,000. You are not serious. Money is not the first thing in business. It is your commitment and your passion and your skill. When you display them, money will come, surely. Yes, I've mentioned skill. Own your skill. When you see Sister Saida flying from America to Canada, it is not because of the book she read, though. It is because of the skills she has acquired that many people don't have. Have you seen our farm there? Go and see our vegetable farm. Just a few weeks ago, she came up with the idea, and now we are selling ewedu today. Come and buy our ewedu there. You know, some people that came that day, they just went away. They did not contribute. You see, now we have ewedu to sell. You are going to buy. Now, as a businessman, you must learn how to sell. Entrepreneur, you must learn how to sell. Nothing is concrete until you're able to sell. If you have a school and nobody comes there, it's just an empty shell. If you do your farm, nobody is buying, you are in trouble. If you go and buy a troller load of rice and nobody to buy, there is crisis. So we must learn how to sell. Funding. My Oga will talk about funding. She's good about that one. Me, I'm a small business person. You know, so I think I'll stop here. If there are more time, then I can look at other things, you know, that we can look at, inshallah. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
Wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Jazakallah Karanta for that insightful lecture. When he started, he began, with a statement that we're all in need. Okay? And Allah has created us in a state to always need something. If you're always in need, then you're always looking for a means to satisfy that need, right? Yes, so we should always think of ways, legitimate ways to satisfy the need. May Allah increase you in wisdom and knowledge, sir. Thank you. Now we have Sister Saida Shonoiki. She'll be talking for 40 minutes. Also, Sister Hawa will be talking for 40 minutes. Then we'll have a question and answer session where we get all their questions. Thank you for listening.
Okay. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. How is everything? Okay, before I start, I really want to have a feel of why you are here. Well, maybe 2 from the brothers, 2 from sister. What are your expectations that you hope to get out? Even if it's just one thing after you leave this place that you want to know that you are going to hold on to. Please, I want you to be, it's 40 minutes, I didn't prepare for it, so it has to be interactive. Hello? Hi. Why are we here? Okay. Okay. Can you be more specific? Growing. Okay. I will still talk about, okay, growing. Okay, to grow. Okay, just start. To execute. Have you read about execution? Okay. Okay. To get a larger market, to operate in a big market. Okay. 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 to feel highly motivated. I think those ones, they've really, at least you've been motivated already. Okay. Well, I'll just start from my own story. As in, everybody, they have a story to tell. But being an entrepreneur is also about storytelling. There's no entrepreneur that don't have their own story. I started from here to here, so that other people can learn. So, as a frustrated jambite from medical, I want to be a medical. Now, I found myself in agrico. So, I accepted my fate. After 2 years, when I was still in 200 level, I said, no, I'm still going to do this jam. But when the jam result came out, I accepted my fate. That night, I found myself wearing a lab coat in a field. I said, what is this story? What's this dream all about? So, but that day, there was what we call intention and decision. I made intention that, okay, I've been given agriculture. I'm going to do well. I'm going to be relevant in this field. So that deliberate intention actually assisted me while I was an undergraduate to become in fact, right from school, I started growing beans on the field. I started going on internship without them telling me that the school told me that I should go and do an intern. So I started getting practical experience. While my mates, they will just, when they are on vacation, they go to holiday and go and sleep or visit us. So that thing, I don't know, I was building myself. So one thing I want to bring out is that you have to make a deliberate, intention, and that one will stimulate all the muscles, everything in you, all your brain that you want to know more about this thing. And now it's paying off for me. So, alhamdulillah, well, I left school, I started the business and everything. I started from one shop in Ikorodu, just one shop, small shop, with just 10,000 naira. Yeah, there's not, just be bringing out some things I'm saying. That time, there was nothing like people really making fish feeds. I read agric, and agric is so wild, it's so wide. You can be an horticulturist. Under horticulture, you can just be people that will be growing herbs. You can be a livestock person. Under livestock, you can be a poultry farmer. You can be goats. Even under goats, we have the meat section. We have the milk aspect. So it's so wide. So I decided that, okay, people are doing feeds. What should I do? How will I become relevant? So I selected fish feed. That's what we call market segment. As in, I was very, very specific. It's not that I cannot do other feed, but that fish feed, I started with it. I started learning more about it, going for courses. Then I became relevant in that specific area. If you want to do business, you can say you want to become a fashion designer. But what section of fashion designer do you want to focus on? Is it the children? Is it for the pregnant women? So you have to be deliberate, because it is when you grow in that area, then you will start, it will help you to scale up into another area. So I started as a fish feed manufacturer. I do just maybe 20% of poultry feeds. So there, I started from spreading feed on the ground. They would dry it. I invested in myself in technology that would dry the feed. So people started getting aware. Who is this woman? Who is this woman? So they started calling me for courses, award, and everything like that. So you have to be specific. One thing I've learned over the years in starting a business, I've also made my own mistake. I did not know anything about business plan, but later I've won different awards on business plan competition. But at a certain stage, when I started the business, I did not know. I just know that I was doing the business. I was making money. But inside me, I was feeling that this is not how to run business. I called my husband. I need to go to an entrepreneurial school. He said, do you know of any entrepreneur? Then I learned about Faith Foundation. I was on the class of AEP 18. It was founded by Fola Adeola, the former GTBA. There I was exposed to how to even run a business. Because I read that Greek, I was not taught about managing business. So I learned so many things, I interacted, and that really helped me in the business. Then when they transferred my husband to Abuja, I told my husband, please, I'm not doing one-man business again. Because I have a deliberate intention that I want to grow a business empire. And I've never worked anywhere. So learning from others, it will be a great experience. I'm going to work with other people so that I can learn from them. How do they even operate in business world? So I invited other people into the business. So it became from SGS Agricultural Enterprise, it now became a The Ideal Agri Services Limited, while I own the business and also the promoter and being paid a salary and everything. We started in Abuja from one shop in Kado Fish Market to a rented apartment in Dawaki. Now we have our own factory complex along Suleja Express Road. So it's not bad for you to partner with some people of like minds. So it has really helped me to grow on how you run businesses, how you fund, how you incorporate what. Now, it is not that I say, oh, I think I'm more of a social entrepreneur. I want to help the society and everything. After my yearly program, then I ventured into a social enterprise where I still run my DID Agri services. Then I'm now a social entrepreneur. I have an NGO, Green Skill Acquisition Center Limited, to train people on organic farming, sustainable agriculture. So that one is still a startup, it's still growing on. So in business, when you are growing business, you need to know about, you need to give it a business name. It has to have an entity. Business, your own business is different from you. So the first step is that when you think of an idea, you have to know that idea, are you passionate about it? Then also, can that passion pay? Can the passion pay, as in generate income? Because some people may have a business. I want to build a house on the water. It's a passion, it's your laudable, it's a nice idea and everything. But you want to go and build it maybe in Ajegunle. Will it generate income in that place? Who will come to that area? Just people that will buy that kind of house, will they come to that place? You want to be a luxurious place in Ajegunle. Because of even that name, people will not even come there. So your business, you must be passionate about it, but it has to also be able to generate the necessary revenue for it to be sustainable. Then another thing that I've learned over time is that once you are starting a business, there's what we call exit strategy, right from how you are starting. Okay, I started my granola business, and because I have learned over time, I said, okay, I have intention for this granola business. When it gets to a certain valuation, as if they value the business, this is what I'm going to do. You already have an exit strategy. Because we have so many family businesses today, after my 20 years, 30 years, they are nowhere to be found again. So it's good that when you are planning your business, what is your intention? Do you want to resell it? Do you want it to grow into a bigger one so that it becomes an household name? Is it going to be a conglomerate? So you need to have an exit strategy. It's going to help you as you are starting, as how you are going to build the system. So that is why business plan is very, very important. When you are starting a business, even though you use just one book like this you have, try to put it down. What is meant by business plan is the guide on how you run your business. A plan. So a plan is what is going to be the name of your business, which location we are going to locate the business, then which product and services, what do you want to sell, product and services, Who are your target market you want to sell these products and services for? There's what we call market segments. For example, you want to sell, let's say, no. Let's say you want to sell, let's say Gary. Okay, Sister Nurat, what is it going to call the Gary? Maybe Nurat Gary. Okay, that's the business name. You are going to register it. Because now you have to register business with CAC. For business name, it's just like 15,000 naira thereabouts. Give it an entity so that you can have an account. You can separate yourself from the business. So location, where is you going to sell it? Are you going to retailing? Are you going to be collecting from other people that are manufacturing it? Because this is the supply chain. For Gary, we have people that are producing it. We have people that are selling it. So which of the value chain do you want to be? Do you want to be a retailer, or you want to be a wholesaler, or you want to be a producer? So it has to be clear. So that is our product and service. If she wants to produce, maybe she's going to go to Ijebu, what is the all this? Ijebu Mushi or Ijebu, what, all this Ijebu? Ijebu Rebel. So maybe she will go and start producing there. So that is that she wants to be a producer. So if she wants to go into another, maybe retailing, then that means it's going to be selling processed Gary. She can even say, I want to be a marketer of Gary. You don't want to own a Gary producer. You just want to be a market linker, as in be linking people to market. So you have to be specific on your products and services. What value chain, where am I going to operate? Because that will determine your business model. So be clear. So she wants to be a producer. So she will go to maybe one of these where they have a printer of cassava and they have a processing plant, and she will be producing gori. And you know, thing is even transforming this day. Does she even need to have a processing plant? Because these are some mistakes or some manufacturing they have made in the past, that in advanced country, people don't own factory just anyhow. There's what we call outsourcing. She can go to maybe an existing manufacturing plant. Okay, let's have an agreement. They call it private labeling. When I went to Dubai last year for Gulf Food Dubai manufacturing, there's a particular hall. It's called private labeling. When I saw people, the big name you like Nestle, like all these things that they are there, I was surprised. They don't really, most of them don't own factory. Most of these products we are getting. Indians, they are, those people, they have gone. They are the one really operating factory. So I was there. I said, okay, I want to start making. I want to scale up, and I don't want to really have a factory. They said, yes, we are ready to produce for you. Just give us your formula. Just give all your packaging and everything. And when it's just to send it to Nigeria. I don't own factory, and I can bring in products. Because the stress of producing, of marketing, of distribution, it's killing. After I got my NAFDAC registration for Alexa Granule, now I'm now struggling with distribution and marketing. I'm actually begging for marketing and distribution. Please come and take it off. Let me just focus on my production, because that's my own strength. I don't like marketing and this thing, please. See, yeah, you have to be true to yourself. Focus on where you are good, you have strength. But if you tell me that, develop like 10 products between 10 weeks, I will do it. But when it comes to marketing and distribution, it's like you want to kill me. So this is where you partner with some other people that you don't do everything. So be clear about your products and services. So after your products and services, your market segment, your market, there's what we call market analysis. Okay, she wants to produce Gary. She wants to be a producer. For which market? If she's going to be selling to the wholesaler, she has to find out, okay, in the Gary industry, what is the consumption of Gary in Nigeria? If it's 100,000 metric tons, who are the already existing players? Maybe Gari Jebu, the different brands they are there. Okay. Oh, I just want to focus on 1% of this market. Producing. Just to produce so that I can be able to supply wholesalers. So she needs to identify maybe that 1%, maybe it's going to be like 10,000 tons. So she will now be able to plan her production plants. Okay, if I'm going to produce 10,000 tons, this is the kind of machinery I'm going to buy, or I'm going to tell people that have this kind of machinery so that I have a consistent supply of gari. So knowing your market is very, very key so that it can help you to plan other things in your business, your production plants, your warehousing, the space requirements, and all these things. That is why you have to be clear about your products and services and know your market. Who are you selling to? You will see some chin-chin, you cannot find them in the town here. You can find them in the rural areas. Their own market is for people in the rural areas. And they are selling. If you want to sell water, you can say, oh, this water is for people in my estate, so I'm not going to stress myself. Once I can fulfill what I intend to make from it. So that's why you need to have a plan. So market analysis. There's what you call competitive analysis. Why will I buy Sister Nurot Gari and leave other people? You have to have what you call competitive advantage, unique selling point. Basti Gari. Oh, even the way she used to advertise that you want to taste her Gari. Basti now, you can see she is more in like a kind of, let's say, logistic marketing kind of thing. She does not really, she doesn't have a factory. So she's like a logistic marketing company. The market is, in food industry, the market is so big. It's so big. So let's explore. Seriously, let's explore. Nigeria is so big. In fact, each time I travel, I'm becoming more convincing that why I need to stay in my country. Seriously. We are not seeing, these people, they are seeing it. They are seeing it. Just cassava peels, we just had a deal with somebody that just your cassava peel, oh, that's what me I need, oh. I have to go to Oyo State. Please process the cassava peel for me. This is what and I need tons for our fish feed manufacturing. Imagine that you have a village that they are doing cassava and everything. Even the leaves. Now I'm begging people to dry the cassava leaves for me. Why they are throwing it away? So you know why I will buy from why you not buy from you, so that it will be your competitive advantage that people will still be buying from you. So your marketing, your sales strategy, you should be able to have a plan. In financial analysis, I know some people, they are so weak in when they are analyzing their financial and everything. But let me tell you, that's the most important thing in business. Financial intelligence, accountability. Because if you cannot account for what you are buying, what you are selling, how much you are making, for you to be able to make decisions at different times, the business may not survive for long. May not survive. So if you don't have that financial capability, you need to look for people that can help you. It's very, very important. It's very, very, that was what has helped me and my team for some years. That every month we do a monthly report of our feed manufacturer. That I know everything that I'm doing, how much we are making. But there was another thing that I made the mistake. You were about to make a mistake, but you learn from it. And I had that emotion. This is for you to learn also. Then the business, we moved to our permanent site. Then our machine had some issues and everything. And I have number of staff, maybe like 13 staff that they were working for me. We were still hoping that the machine will come up and everything. Then I kept on paying them. I kept on paying them their salary. Why the business is not generating revenue? You know, at that time, I should have left emotions that, see, this business cannot pay for these people. Let them go. So I started dipping into the capital to pay them, until when I know that, oh, we now had a liquid problem. So it's a lesson that one needs to know, because I would have left emotion about, oh, let these people, they will find another thing. But take the business that this is an entity that needs to know, should not fail. But they were able to find another place, and this business, we closed the business for like 2 years. So it's good you learn and you come back again. Yeah, you move on. So people that are making it today, when I was doing to Robert Koyaski or this place, she has slept under the bridge. Because if you don't make mistake, you will not learn. So you know about your financing. There's one thing about financing. Never take an interest-based loan. Apart from the barakah that is attached with it, that if you rely on Allah, if you are fulfilling, is under the Sharia that you cannot take an interest-based business. From Lotus Capital, we have been one of their good customer, because they were even telling me, oh, Sister Saida, do you have other business that you can recommend for us so that we can give them some facility? So the BOI Lotus Capital came on board, because each time it came on board, because I never stopped asking in any conferences that, please, we Muslims too need an interest-free intervention fund. So eventually they called Lotus Capital. So BOI and Lotus Capital, they now have they get them facility so that they can be releasing money for Muslims that need businesses. So I was one of the first people that Lotus called out. See, your prayers has been answered. So we got the fund, we moved to our permanent site and everything. Then they stole our transformer, the 300 kVA when we got there and everything. And it's what we call Murabaha. Muraba is the part of Islamic financing that they buy things that they sell it back to you you'll be paying instrumentally. It's already done deal that we are buying this machine, for example, 2 million, we are selling this one 2.5 for you. And we now had issue at our new place. They stole our transformer, they vandalized, machine has problem. And if it were interest-based, this thing, do you know that money that we collected, do you know how much we are going to use to pay it back? So, no work. And they were very patient, and they said, okay, let's restructure it. And the things that we have agreed never change. So alhamdulillah, we are back in the market now, and we are even ordering more machines than alhamdulillah. Yeah. So business can be very challenging and terrible, but that your passion, that is where it will come. That I will not quit. Yes, I will not give up. I will not give up. So learn about financing, learn about the milestone. There's what you want action plan on how you want to do different things at different time. Okay, I'm registering business this month. I'm going to start selling. So there's what we call business plan. We cannot talk about business plan, everything here. So one thing I will encourage MICA to also do is that we need to start having some partnership with some of these organizations that they already have this existing platform, that we don't need to stress ourselves and be reinventing the wheel. Partnering with Abuja Enterprise Agency, partnering with people that can teach people in ICT, on digital marketing and all those things. We are a faith-based organization. There's nothing bad we cannot collaborate with them, so that we don't stress ourselves to say, okay, let's also have our own mentoring group. We already have these people that they are NGOs that are already doing this thing. because I may not have time to attend to everybody, but if they have access to all those agencies, that is their own main purpose, to help businesses to grow, it will relieve us of the stress so that banker can focus on their own core this thing. So we need to start having, collaborations with some organization. And let me tell you, there are funding. Inshallah, this CSA that we are starting, inshallah, we are going to get funding for it. That will scale up with it. Because field security is some of the things that government wants to talk about. Let's go. We can go to SDG office. Let's introduce ourselves. Let's pay courtesy fees so that we can use it to help our upcoming businesses, our youth, and everything. So let's just take action, because we are also MICA is also like a social enterprise. So let's collaborate with all these agencies so that we can help our people to really do better. So I think
I take beer. Zakila Khairan, that was very beautiful and deep. Just before we go on to the next speaker, it came to my head to ask, is there anyone here that has been willing to start a business but for some reason can't? I would like you to share your experiences, please. I want this session to be very real, to be, I want us to take things back. Is there anyone who would like to share what has stopped them from starting a business? Anyone, please, just to learn from you. Well, I think I want to begin with starting. Why haven't you started that business?
Assalamu alaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. I think my biggest fear is just failure. Fear of failure. Because for a while now, I've not been working. After my degree, master's, everything, and people are expecting you to start something, and time is ticking. So now, if I want to start something, that thing will just, hey, at what age? You better don't fail. That is my biggest fear now. Now, I don't even know where to start from. It's not even about the capital. It's just about, okay, start and not fail. And there is this thing that, there is no how you not fail. I don't know.
Better don't go into it.
If it's the financial analysis, I'm very good in accounting. I did ICANN to a good stage. But then, I've done all the analysis, but to start, hey!
Thank you so much for sharing that with us. Anybody else that wants to share why they haven't started? Okay, the reason I asked is because, and correct me if I'm wrong, there is a conditioning. I don't know if it is part of the world or elsewhere. A lot of people are ashamed to sell. Am I right? People feel ashamed to sell. Correct me if I'm wrong. I know someone who has told me that I graduated. You want me to start selling food? You want me to start selling bags? People see it like a salesperson is someone beneath. You want me to start begging people, oh my fine, oh my da. Some people see it as condescending. They would rather stay in their offices and, get their salaries. So I feel it's a conditioning. That's number one. And I always remember this quote of my mother. My mom says, miracles can happen when you do your businesses. Maybe not all of us will start businesses today, but my mom says, because really, someone can call you tomorrow and say, supply me 1,000 bags of African rice. It can happen. Like you may have been dead broke and someone just calls you from nowhere, and it happens to me. Okay? These kind of miracles are not common if you're, working with someone. So conditioning matters. There's no shame in selling. There's no shame in being a salesperson. Architect Bakare sells rice, guys. He sells rice. He's a school owner. He's an architect. He sells rice. Multiple streams of income. Okay? May Allah assist us. So we're having Sister Hawa Bello now. The last but definitely not the least, thank you for your patience so far.
Seriously.
See our green organic ewedu here. After the program, inshallah.
Alhamdulillah.
Please, let's have one now.
Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
Wa alaikum salam wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
I'm sorry, I'm having kata, so my voice may not be too clear, but then, alhamdulillah. What a coincidence. You know, when he was talking about who knows where Mumtaz started from, and then I looked into the audience, and I saw my first student. Aisha, if you don't mind, please stand up. She joined us when she was 1 year, 8 months. That's our mother. Yeah, 1 year, 8 months, if I'm right. Yeah, 1 year, 6 months, exactly. And she was our first student. What class are you in now? SS1.
Inshallah.
You can sit down. You know, this is how time, you know, exactly. And like you said, we started in my parlor, you know, and I remember very well, I will never forget. It was after MICA session, and I went to me, you know, when she talks about being shy to sell something, you know, and we were talking with the mom, and she was like, crutch, you were complaining about crutch something or something, and I said, you know what, I'm going to start a crutch in my house. And she's like, really? And I'm like, yes. So, in fact, I got the place ready yesterday, and I want you to come and check. And she followed me to the house on that Sunday, and then she started on Monday. You know, it was like a joke. My topic is actually how to fund your business, and I think I'll be using a lot of my own personal story. Although I'm going to give us 15 ways to start your business, and I can assure you that out of that 15 ways, I've probably used like 10 of it. The ones I haven't used, I'll let you know, but I think I've used about 10. When we started in my parlor, it was two sources of funding. One, which is the first one that I would recommend for everyone, is personal savings. That's your seed capital, personal savings. As you work, save. I always believe in this, even if I'm collecting, what's the smallest salary you can collect in Abuja? Maybe 10,000. Let's even say 10,000. Even if it's 500 naira, save. And spend, because the truth of the matter is, whether you collect 10,000 as salary, or you collect 1 million as salary, your bukata, that's your responsibility, will be as big as the money you collect. Or bigger than the money you collect. Yoruba say, Boriba sheto bitoni kinikan. So if you collect 1 million salary, your responsibility will be 1 million. If you collect 10,000, more than 1 million. If you collect 10,000, your responsibility will be more than 10,000. So no matter what you collect, why don't you find a way to save? You know? So if you know you want to go into business, your first point of call is to save, personal savings. And this I'm going to tie with the second way of getting funding, and that's with Adashi. If you save and you know that you are this kind of person that you are not a disciplined person, you know, if you save the money, one person will come and advertise one bag for you, you go and carry the money and buy. One person come and don't save it in the bank. Join a contribution. So what you know you want to save is the kind of contribution you should go and look for. So for example, my salary is 100,000. I want to be saving 10,000. Look for 10,000 contribution. So you don't have to keep it in the bank. You know that at the end of the month, as your salary is coming in, I'm putting it in the Adashi. I want this to be very, very practical. I don't want us to be talking about venture capitalists, what that is so difficult to get. But let's do the one that, you know, gwari within ourselves we can do and learn. It's going to be something that, you know, very realistic. So look for, you know, an Adashi or Ajo, as the case may be, that you know that is what they are collecting. If it's 50,000 you want to save every month, look for 50,000 Adashi. If it's 200,000 you want to save every month, look for 200,000 Adashi. And you will see, in your organization, You can be the one to even start. Oh yeah, oh, let's start a job of 10,000. I need 10 people. You be the what are they calling it? The chair, exactly. And look for one person that is very good with money. You be the one that will be holding it. When it's complete, you hand it over. And we can do it in all organizations. As small as our school is, the staff, they have their own, they do. Every month they will contribute. So there are some people that do 10, some people do 20, some people do 40, depending on how, you know, your this thing. And they will do, and they've done a whole lot of things from it. A whole lot of them have started businesses from it. You know, so you can be the one to start in your organization. If you know that you are not so disciplined about, you know, keeping money in the bank or something, then you start it. However, if you know of other groups that, you know, sometimes I just see it on WhatsApp. Of recent, I saw someone advertising 100,000 or something like that. And before you know what was happening, it was already full. HM, you know, a whole lot of people. So this is something that is very important, so that when you are now ready, you have your own, because nobody wants to invest in a business that you have not put your money. Nobody wants to do that. So one, have your own savings, so you can start your business from your own savings. Two is these savings, you can now put it through Adashi if you know that. And the beautiful thing is, you can, like she said, have milestones. Okay, the first money, I want to register the business. The second money, I want to do this. The third money, I want to get a machine. The fourth money, I want to... So you have timelines to do these things, so that when you eventually just go out into the market, you already have what you need. And like I used to always encourage people, don't start with the overhead. Start with the equipment. Because like she was talking about mistake, I will really talk about that later on. But the thing is, when you eventually make mistake, or you eventually want to close the business, maybe it's not something you want, you know that the bulk of your money is somewhere that you can dispose of the goods and still get your money back. But if you start with overhead and you don't have enough equipment, like they say, big ibada or something. No. I'm not when things are down, these people will leave you, you know, but your equipment will still be there. So start with that, get all those ready, and then you can move to the next level. Now the third one, which I'm going to tie together to let us know how, you know, I personally started, is family and friends. When you have your own seed money and it is not enough, because I need 250,000 to start this business and I already have 150, and you need only 100,000 to add. It is easy for you to go and say, Mommy, I want to start this business and I have 150 already. I need 100,000 from you. Because they know you've done the, you know, the big step, they are willing to put it in. Not that you don't have any money and you want them to come and put their money. Wala wow. You know, and if you're a trustworthy person, trust me, if you go to meet friends and family, they will give you. They will only not give you if you are not trustworthy. But if you are trustworthy, you've showed over time that you're a meticulous person, you are good with your finances, you are not a frivolous person that this one come buy, that one come buy, you don't have money but you are eating chicken and rice every day. You know, they will give you the money. Family and friends, very, very important. You know, so when we started, it was 2 out of this. Personal savings and family and friends. Now, mine was family, and that was my husband. So I went to meet him, and I'm like, okay, I'm ready to start. You know, I've been giving I want to start. And he was like, okay, let's start small. Start small. When I see that you are really passionate about this, you are not stopping, because I'm someone who, I can have 1,000,001 ideas. And I want to do the 1,000,001 at the same time. So pick this, and then I can get tired. I have starting, finishing is wahala.
My second.
In fact, finishing is the problem. So start this one. Let me see how consistent you can be. Then we can now pull resources together and go bigger. So I said, okay, no wahala. That it's only me and you and one child. I just had a Brahman then. So let's use the parlor. How much are you willing to give me? And he gave me 50,000 naira. Exactly. And I added my own. And I went to Gariki Market here. Bought all sorts. In fact, when I thought, I wish I had a picture. You know? I'm telling you, you remember? Exactly. You know, I removed all the unnecessary things from the parlor, got a lot of equipment, you know, the numbers she talked about, because it was a crutch, so I needed to make it really homely. And my target was home away from home. So it needed to be home. And it was my home anyway, and I was supposed to be there, you know, and my own son too is going to be there. So I really made it. So I just went to Gariki Market that day. I bought all these things, came back, and I set my parlor, and it was ready. My personal savings, and then of course my husband's money. And that was how I started. And then consistently I found out that every morning I woke up and I had this joy. You know, when you wake up and you want to do something, and that's where your passion comes in. You know, it's something that you look forward to. You want to put in all the energy, all the power, and I'm like, hey, is this me for real? You know, I wake up and the children give me so much joy, and I want to, you know, put in everything day in, day out, day in, day out. And then my people saw it. My husband was like, this thing is like, you know, this is what you really, exactly. You know, and my mom, my dad, and they were like, okay. You know, so when they see that you put in all your strength, your energy, it's something you live for, it's something you look forward to, it's something that you enjoy and all that, then they are willing to give you all the support. And when the chips are down, because trust me, challenges will come. If it is something you are really passionate about, you know, you'll be able to weather whatever challenges that come to your place. Very, very important. So those are the first three you need. You know, personal savings, adashi, contribution. So you can now start small. I always tell people, don't start big. You see, the problem, your fear will be worse if you start big.
Yeah.
Because then you will lose more. And I tell people, start early. Start early. You see, one of the reasons why you're also having so much fear is because you are now so, you know, advanced in age, and you're, at this age, mistake. But if you have been making the mistakes in secondary school, you learn from your mistake. You make mistakes secondary, make mistake university, make mistake first year, second year, third year. I'm telling you, even you, when the mistake is coming, this mistake is coming, no. My first business I did when I was 9 years old. I was 9. And the money, like I said, is from family and personal savings too. You know, I don't know if I've said this before, you know, I had a little quarrel with my mom, and I told her, I said, okay, she should not even bother to, you know, take care of me. I'm not eating her food, you know, and all that. She will give me food, I will not eat. I want to start my own business and make my own money. She is because I'm asking her for money. She's using me for yanga, you know, because I was asking her for something and she wasn't giving me, and I was like, don't worry, I'll make the money and I will buy what I want. So at 9, I collected, my dad gave me money, I think 20 naira or 2 naira, I can't even remember. The orange story he said was what made me, you know, remember this. And we had a neighbor who used to sell oranges. And they were making money. Adult people were selling oranges. I said, okay, no wahala. I will sell oranges. So my mom had a shop. See you don't want to talk to your mommy, but you are using her shop to sell. So I took the money, I followed them to the markets. You know, you had to, we're in Lagos then, in Agege side, Dokwemiwa area to be precise. So when you want to go and buy the oranges, you had to cross, like, there was a 6-lane express. I was like, I will go. Nothing will happen. You know, and I followed them, I bought the oranges with them, followed their process, because you have to wash it with Omo and all that. I took it to my mom's shop. And I set the orange, and I sold all the oranges. I made the money I needed. I bought what I needed. And throughout, my mommy didn't say anything. She was just looking at me. I sold it. I got the money. I bought the thing, and I told her, I bought what I needed, you know. Children, but that's how the seed of, you know, business came in. And university too, I did business and all that. Why am I saying this? Start, just start. The more you delay it, the more time is going. The more you don't know whether you make mistake or not. Because if you don't start, how will you know if you make mistake or not? You have to start first now. Until you start, you're not okay, you've made mistake. Or because some people will start and they won't make mistake. As in huge mistake to lose all their money. But some will and they will lose all their money. It is, you know, you never can tell. So just start. And start with amount of money that if you lose, it doesn't kill your spirit or it doesn't disrupt something huge. Money that, and that's what I also say, if you want to borrow money from family and friends, please let them know that they should give you the money that if they lose, it doesn't spoil any relationship between you. Money that they know that they can dash you. So that when the money goes, everybody is still fine. Don't go and collect money that if you lose, we are going to sell our house, or you know, that kind of money that is disastrous. But something that, okay, I can just dash you, is something that you should collect. Now the third way of getting money, fourth, okay. Is that the fifth? Fourth. Okay. So the fourth one is, if you've been doing a lot of contributions before and all that, you have assets, isn't it? So the fourth way to get funds is to sell some of your assets. When we were, you know, he said some of our story. When we're leaving the room, my parlor precisely, to come to Lugbe, because of course it became small, and then we're looking for where was our best option of you know, starting. Warimpa already had a very good one, Ice Scholars, you know, Jabi had a good one too, Mutako had a good one, Nurubayan and all that. So we were like, okay, the place we know that there is no good Islamic school yet was in Lugbe, and wanted to come here. Okay, so how do we do this? You know, and this is where the fourth one came in. When you already have good savings before you have assets. So you see, those days that I used to do a job and I didn't have business yet that I wanted to do. What do I used to do with my money? Who can guess? Buy gold. So that was what I used to do. I would collect my job. I don't have any business to put it in. So I'll just go and buy gold and store it. So when it was time to start the business, I sold them to get enough money. And then that was how we started. Of course, with the support of family and friends too. Okay? So make sure that you don't use all your money to eat. There are a lot of, you know, in those days it was even very beautiful because you could invest in halal shares, you can invest. So if you have been doing that, it's time you want to start your business, go and sell your shares. Go and sell maybe, you know, 1 or 2 lands you have bought before to tie down money in one village that you know you cannot build. You just bought it to tie down money. Sell them, and then you have enough money to move your business to the next level. So your fourth way of getting, you know, funding to start your business is to sell assets. I think this is even more important for the younger ones amongst us. Some of us are, you know, but for the younger ones, we know that, you know, we can begin to start early, begin to save. Like I said, when I was in the university, one of the businesses that came in at that time, and then I really, you know, got a whole lot of money from, was bead making. It was that time that bead making just came in, and oh my God, I learned it. You won't believe how much I learned it from this lady. I learned it for just 2,500 naira. And trust me, I made millions from bead making. I made bead for even the wife and the children of the Oba of something, because I was in University of Ilori, in Ilori then, you know, and all this money. You know, children now, even though they say, me, I didn't use my own for Akara. You know, I invested my money. So we can also look for opportunities like that. I may not be, of course, I knew bead making is not my final business of this. It was just cashing on the situation, and you know, and I was very good with my hands. So I made a whole lot of beads at that time. And when I finished school, I dropped it in Ilori. Of course, I didn't come to Abuja making beads. But these are some of the things that, you know, for children, let them explore, let them do all sorts and learn to get assets. Now, the fifth one is getting money from Islamic cooperative funding. Okay, we have a whole lot there. We have Pearl. She is even one of the ESCOs of Pearl Cooperative. We have Amani Cooperative. I don't know. We have cooperatives. Halal Cooperative, Islamic Funding Cooperative. These ones, before you can access this kind of funds, like I said, you have to have your own investment in these things. I don't think Pearl will give you money where you've not, they have to see that you've started something, you've put in your money, and you are diligent, and you can't have the experience you need if you don't start. But when you start, you have the experience, and if you want to now move to the next level, it's easy to do this. So with all these cooperatives, they are very good with, especially when you want to buy equipment, when you want to get a space, like she was talking about Mudoraba and all, they are willing to do all that. So that's another excellent way to get funding for your business. Then another way is Islamic financial clubs. So the cooperatives are different from the clubs in the sense that cooperatives are more technical. Clubs are less technical. Clubs are easier if you are already a member. And this is something you can also use for your savings. Because we have clubs that they are only 5,000 every month. There are some clubs 10,000. There are some clubs 20,000. I know, I don't know if Tate is still there, but I know Synergy is 10,000. I know Green Corps, I think is 10 or 20,000 every month. So these are clubs that if you are a member, it's easier for you to get funding. And if you've been consistent over time, it's easier for them to give you. Although even if you are not a member, you can also still get funds. It depends on how you've done your business over time and how reliable you are, and if you can get people who can guarantee you, because it's very important. They will always ask for guarantors to guarantee you. Okay. Then the seventh one is, mind you, all these ones I'm listing, I've used them. Tested and trusted, exactly. The seventh one is Islamic banks. You can get funds from Islamic banks, although theirs are more difficult. Before you can get funds from them, you have to have equity contribution. You have to have a collateral that is above the money you need. So for this one, you have to have been in business, established, and you have a whole lot of assets to be able to serve as collateral. Although I have never used Islamic banks before, I've never even used any bank before, because personally I just feel that it's too much of a stress, and I'm not ready for that kind of stress. I've tried to want to at one point, but I just know it's not for me. But I know a lot of people who have done it, and then it really works for them. That Lotus Capital too, it's a kind of Islamic banking that people use, and I know a whole lot of people that have used it. But for you to use that, you have to have a very good track record, and it does take times and all that. The eighth one is peer-to-peer loan. Okay, peer-to-peer loan. This one is also very good if you've established your business and you are very reliable. Trust me, within peers. So for example, I have my own business, and I have money that I know that I don't need now. So I have maybe 5 million somewhere and I don't need. And a peer that I know doing business already too, I know that she's already making her own money, but now she's not liquid, and she'll be liquid in maybe 6. Like some of these businesses have like what do they call them? Waiting period, timeline. So she has to invest the money now. Maybe she's into rice farming or something, and then it takes like 3 months before the rice comes out, and then she will sell it, and then she will have enough money lying around to around that time before another. So you can do like this. I need in January, you need in June. So I give you my 5 million. In that time you give. You see, there is no interest, no anything, and we are helping each other. But before you can get to this level, you have to be very reliable, and trustworthy, and they know that when the money comes, you will not remember that you want to go and buy something somewhere or bury grandfather. You actually pay me back my money, you know. So you can do this peer-to-peer loan at every point in time, and then we know that the money keeps going round, you know, in circle rather than running helter-skelter. And it's very good. This idea with the Adashitu came when I went for one of these trainings, this Cherry Blair Foundation, you know, and we were like, somebody raised up and said she needed just 2 million naira, and she wanted to get something, you know, and I was like, 2 million, you want to go to bank? Because she was saying she went to the bank, they were saying she should bring something, they wanted to give her at 25% or something. In my mind, I was like, people are going to bank to collect 200 million. You want to go to bank to collect 2 million. This money is too small. And she was into, you know, beauty, something. And I was like, no, this money right here and now, we can raise it among ourselves, and you will pay back this money, you know, based on the fact that before you can be taken by Cherry Blair Foundation to come for this course, you must have a minimum of, I think it was 5 million return on investment. You don't know, but that's the criteria to be in that group. So for you to be in this group, I know that you are worthy, you know, and that was how we started that. You know, 10 of us were 10 or 12. 10 of us started to 200,000, and we got the 2 million naira and we gave it to her. You know, and she got the machine. It was a generator she wanted to buy. Now I even remember. So, and she bought the generator, and that was how, you know, it went round everybody. 2 million, and people were able to do then raised from 2 million to 5 million. You know, so why would you want to go to the bank to collect this money and they will still collect interest, and you will still, you know, sweat like that? So we can also do this amongst ourselves. However, like I said, you have to, you know, have done some sacrifice over time, have integrity over time and all that. If there is no big deal with people that are doing business to say 10 of you want 1 million naira, you have 10 million naira, and you're able to do what you want to do, and then it goes round and round. So that's how peer-to-peer loan works, okay? The 9th one is, if you're lucky, you get investors. If you're lucky, you get investors. If your product is very good, and it's something that, you know, maybe is new, it's something that people see that, wow, there is, yes, it's innovative, and there is a likelihood that this thing goes through very well, you get investors. People would come and ask you if they can invest in your business. Or you can also go seeking, okay? These two has worked for me. There was a time I didn't even need much, I didn't even need money anyway to work. But somebody just came to meet me and like, I have this 1 million naira. I want to invest in your business. Oh yeah, bring it. You know, and I just use it to buy some goods and I put it. And sincerely, she has been running that fund for like 3 or 4 years now. You know, and some other people to come like that and say, okay, I want to invest in your business. I've turned people down because I'm like, I don't need, you know, to put extra, and I don't need that kind of money right now or something, because I have so much on my plate. But if you're doing very well, you could be lucky. People want to align with you and they'll come, you know, I have this money and I don't want a life follow, and I see you do this. Can I invest in this particular segment of your business or this particular segment of your business? You know, me, I'm actually a picky person. So I'm not someone who, I don't know how to put it, but I'm not someone who would want stories at the end of the day. So, so I don't, but I know people that, you know, they are very good with these kind of things. If you like, bring 10 million naira, they bring it, they'll collect. So if you are very good and you've done and you've, over time, you can get people who would invest in your business, and then you get money through that. Another way to fund your business is through trading equity. Okay, if you're someone who knows how to partner very well, it's beautiful. Like she talked about her own example of, I don't want to be the only one doing this thing. Come and buy from this business, you know, give out some equity, 20%, 30%, 40%, you know. But one thing I want to say about this, be very, very careful. Know yourself. Know the kind of person you are. Know the kind of business you want to build. Is it a business that you don't mind, you know, or you are the person that you are not, you know, You have to know yourself. I've done business with partner with someone before, and I didn't enjoy the experience. I'm personally not that kind of person. So I would rather do my things small on my own and not go too big than go too big and have peace of mind. Thank you. Than go too big and every day one person is calling me, you didn't do this. I want to be able to sleep and sleep well. So for me, I've not done that before. But I know a whole lot of people that have done it. And I've heard in a lot of lectures that if you really want to go big, you need to partner. You know, so if your own aim is that you want to build an empire, like she said, or you want to build a conglomerate, it's better you go partner. But if your own aim is, I can't shout, let me just go slow and steady, you know, then you can follow my own line, you know. If I had wanted to do an empire kind of thing, enough investment. But I want to, I can shout. Me, myself, and I, and my team, you know, let's go ahead. But, you know, so try to know your person, and know if it is something that you want to do. If you know it's something you want to do, there are some people, they don't even want to be in the business. You know, some people, it's not about passionate about being in the business in themselves. They just want to be known as, I have this business, I have that business, you know. So you can go for equity if you don't want to be in the business. You don't want to call the shots. Let somebody else come and call the shots for you. You are not interested. So you can, you know, do that, and then you are good to go. I think that should be the 11th one, right? Yes. Okay, so we have retirement account withdrawal. This for those that work in the government parastatals, and they have a retirement fund. Do you know that you can actually withdraw from your retirement fund if it gets to a particular level? Yes, you can. There's a percentage that you can withdraw even without you being retired yet. As far as, is it for 5 years? As far as you want to use it for business, they will give you the money, you know, and then you can invest it in your business. And it's an easy way, especially if your money is already, maybe you've been working, you know, for quite some years. So that's another way to source for fund for your business, especially if you are, you know, older and you've been working in the government parastatal for some time. The 12th one is crowdfunding. This one is beautiful if you have very physically appealing products. That's products that are generally maybe novel products that are very appealing, and products that are for general use. You know, you can go the crowdfunding route. And then if you are into social enterprise, people love to align with things that are social. You know, maybe you want to help, you are still making money. I used to tell my friend here that social enterprise, you are making money. It's not feasibility lie. So it's business, you are making money. Okay, no, but you know, people think that social enterprise is you are not. It's not profit, so you're never. No, you can pay yourself.
I said it's not for profit and not for loss.
Exactly. I like that. It's not for profit and it's not for loss. You know, it's sustainability. That's just the main idea. So they pay themselves and all that. But when you go into social things like that, crowdfunding is very, very beautiful, because most times it's not really encouraging to use your own personal fund to start, you know, a social enterprise, being that is a whole lot of long process. You know, it can be very stressful and tiring and all that. So people would want to invest in that. You know, I know some couple of people who have started their business through crowdfunding. It's not so rampant in Nigeria, but you know, over there is a whole lot. But now in Nigeria too, a couple of people are beginning to you know, like GoFundMe kind of thing. Even within schools, you know, I've seen a university, you know, where people would crowdfund a particular project and then start it together. In fact, if not that, you know, in those, even the model example you talked about is a small example of crowdfunding. You know, when people say, we need this thing in this environment. We don't have any Muslim school in Kubwa, for example. Well, yeah, let's put our monies together now and start, it's kind of a crowdfunding. You go to the mosques and you're like, we want to start this school, oh, everybody come and do your... Exactly, bring one block and something. It's crowdfunding. I know of a school in Jeddah that started through that, means. And people just dropped the money and then, it started. So because they wanted it to be a public...
As a university doing that now.
Exactly. As far as the community thing, because when that school starts and when that university starts, you won't charge like a private institution because it's not a personal money, it's crowdfund money. So you will charge what will sustain that school or that business or something, what will sustain it. Of course, it doesn't mean that the people working there will not be paid. They will be paid and they'll be paid well. So they are not doing it to break their back, So crowdfunding too is beginning to get grip in Nigeria. So if your product is something that is social enterprise related and you can do your business plan very well and you have a track record of being very, very conscious with money and all that, you can go the crowdfunding route. Okay. Another beautiful example of crowdfund that we may know is the Bilal Philip. He does a lot of that. The online IOU, exactly. It's not even international. It's no longer Islamic online investor. It's now international online investor or something. They've changed the name. Okay. So that's a beautiful way. We see all that everywhere. Then 13 is government grants. You could get sweet money. Government grants. Yes, it's sweet money because you don't return it back. Like, do you win? I think you win. Like, do you win? Like, all these other banks too, they do grants through government. So you could be lucky. You pitch and then you get the money. That's another way to source for. But currently, I don't know if there is anyone really running. None. Yeah. Now, what we have more is individual grants. So you could also go for individual grants. Exactly. Like the Tony Elemilu Foundation. You will work, oh. You want grants? You will work. But is it not free money? Work for the free money now. It's free money. So you could also get individual grants. And then you could be lucky to get that. In line with this is that you have to go into context. So another way is to go into context, because the Tony Elumelu is a contest. Even the UWIN is a contest. You have to be willing to pitch your business. You have to be willing to do a whole lot of writing and all that. I, for one, like I told you, I don't like stress. So I won't even go for something like that. But I know a lot of people who do it and it has worked for them. Okay, so another one is the high network people. There are some people that you just see them, they are very gentle, but they are highly placed. All you need to do is have very good business and be lucky to meet them and pitch. They will get you the money. But it has to mean that you have to have, taking your time. You see, I'm going from the easier one to more difficult and, by luck and all that. But after some time, if you are able to be consistent over time, you may meet these people. People who will be willing to, invest in your business without any... they're also known as the angel groups, angel investors. They can just be walking around and like, who is the owner of this business? Are you willing to, yes, it does happen. Are you willing to move to so place? Are you willing to do so? And then you get lucky and you get it. And it's happening in Nigeria here. A whole lot of people will tell me, that's how I got fund for my business. Exactly. It's just that they are careful. They don't want to put their money where it will go through down the drain. They want to be sure that you've been doing it, and they like your business. They like it. I wish this business is in Wuse. You will sell better. And then they will give you the funds. You open a branch, some of the eateries you see that they name McDonald's, they are franchise. Oh. It's not the McDonald's that owns it, or the Mr. Biggs, or Chicken Republic. No, they are franchise. When you have very good business, people will begin to take franchise from you. They will pay. Those people that open that franchise are paying to the main originator. Mr. Biggs, if you open, you can go there and get a franchise. You will pay to the person that started Mr. Biggs, and you will start it. Sweet Sensations, a whole lot of them. Yeah, exactly. Even Habib Yogurt now. Yes, people are getting franchise. And Habib Yogurt, how did it start? You know, small, particularly that time that you even be complaining, and now see where it's going. So if you are very good, you are consistent, your product is good, is, you know, you see people who will be willing to either invest in you. They don't want to do the hard work, they want to invest in you, or they want to get a franchise from you. So if you are willing to go that route, you know, you will see that. Okay. Okay, and then if you are into product sales, okay, and you've started small, one other thing you could do is to do a pre-sale. Although you need to be very, very open and upfront about it, because Islamically you cannot sell what you don't have. What you don't own, you cannot sell it. However, you can, if you have maybe like 5 of that thing already, now you can sell and market it and tell them that you can source 500, 1,000, 2,000 if they want. You know you have only 5, but you can be very open to say, so you can begin to market your business even without having the quantity at hand. That's another way. And then, like she said, miracles do happen in business. You just see someone who call you. Miracles can happen. 1,000 quantity of this thing, and you know you get extra money to expand your business. So I think we have 15. Yes, so let me stop there. Yeah, so basically, start your business. It's not too late to start. It's not too late to start, and it's not too early to start. Just start. Just do it. You don't know whether you make mistake or not. You don't know whether, if I tell you how many businesses I've done, she used to tell me that I have Igbo blood in my body. And I kind of agree. You know, just start. You may fail. You may. It is may. Capital may. You may and you may not. So just start. When you start is when you know whether you fail or not. Before I used to travel to Dubai to go and buy goods. Me, and I'm not a good. No, I'm a good marketer, but I'm not a good. I don't find it easy to collect they say money when people are owing me. I feel very shy collecting money from people. So people will owe me, and I'll be begging them, check back, me, check. And I know there are some people, you are owing them money. They will frustrate your life. Monday morning they will call you. Monday afternoon they will call you. And I'm like, me, if you, I used to feel, you know. So that is not a business for me. So the business crumbled because I don't know how to do that kind of thing. So you see, and I've learned from that. Anything that has to do with as in be asking for money, count me out. But I love to do business. So what did I do? I carried my business from physical to what? Online. You cannot buy without paying me. You don't even see me now. So how will you tell me Joetta Formula way or sell it for me on credit? No. So I want to do business. I know my strength. I know my weakness. What model of business will I do that will work on my strength, not on my weakness? So I still buy from abroad and sell in Nigeria. I I don't have to travel anymore, so I don't travel, but I buy from any country in the world. Tell me where the country is and the goods are, I will buy it, ship it into Nigeria, and I will sell it without basic. So what do? I sell them online. So whatever it's your business, if you don't do it, why am I saying this? If you don't do it, you will not know where the mistake will come from. And you will not know where your strengths are. And you will not know what to correct or not what to correct. I've done it. I now know where the problem is. And I know how to correct it. So I still do my buying and selling, but strictly online. No basic. You know, so please just start. Start. Anyhow. Start. But start small and then grow big. Jazakumullahu khairan.
Atekbir. This is a very passionate topic. I don't think there's anyone that doesn't need money. Just this morning, I was reflecting on a hadith of Prophet Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam, a prayer that he used to make. Correct me if I'm wrong, the shuyukh here. Prophet Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam used to make dua against poverty, against disbelief and the torment of the grave. He used to say, Allahumma inna uzubika min al-kufri wal faqr. Exactly. Is it, the hadith is Hassan, it's actually Hassan. So the point is, there's no virtue in poverty. Being poor is not glorious. Or should we aspire to be poor as Muslims? No. Because some people glorify poverty. So how else do we get rich, if not by doing legitimate businesses? Which reminds me that people will tease you. See, architect has teased me before. On my DP, like the different businesses I do, I was like, Nura, Totun Shele. I'm like, yes. Just the way Sis Hawa said, Sis Saida teased, even HOS, where she teases with Nura tier, like or one tier. And I tell people, would you rather me begging? I tell people, even your mother will be tired of, if she sees your number, 10,000 naira. People will be tired. To live a decent, honorable life, you have to have money. If today's HOS 25,000, no problem, send me an account. Tomorrow, Nurat calling. No matter how, even your relatives will be tired of you. Your relatives, much less your friends or your colleagues. So we should attempt to have that financial independence, and people will tease you. You are the one doing A, you are the one doing B, you are the one doing C. It's fine. At least I'm not begging you for money. Okay, I'm not stealing your money. I'm not prostituting. I'm earning halal money. So please, there's pride, there's honor, there's dignity in business. There's no shame in selling. Architect sells rice. He builds houses. He teaches children. What more? Tell us more. Do you understand? What did he say? Rum roaster. And this is exactly how my parents are today. There's no business. Like, think of any business. Dangote sells salt, cement, spaghetti. Do you understand? There is no shame. And someone told me once that if Dangote can advertise, some of us have our WhatsApp. Do people know what you're selling? Some of us are ashamed to advertise what we're selling. DSTV still advertises. Look at the money they have. Quick Teller. On your phone, you see their ads popping. Like, what does Quick Teller want your money for? But they'll still advertise. DSTV, GoTV, MTN, Coca-Cola. Like, that's so annoying. Why is Coca-Cola advertising again? But you see them on TV. All these people have made billions, but they still want more money. And some of us will be selling something and no one knows. You'll be updating motivational, that's fine. But how do people know what you're selling if you're not saying it? So it's time for comments, suggestions, stories, whatever. Let's see, the time is 12:40. We're right on track. We'll have questions and comments for like 20 minutes, inshallah, while they respond. So I'll be taking numbers, inshallah. 1, 2, 3. Just 3 brothers. Okay. 3, 4. Just 4 people? Okay. We start with the sister, please. No, it's fine. It's okay. It's not a. It's okay. I'm the moderator, so I choose. It's fine.
Okay. Assalamu alaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Jazakumullah khairan to our resource person for their knowledge. May Allah make it weigh heavily on your scale of good deeds. Because I believe when you share knowledge is a sadaqah to Jariyah. What you shared now, I'm going to make use of it and it will earn me money. And for sure, I am going to do charity from the money you have earned from it. I don't know if it works like that.
It does.
Okay, I just want to, because of the sister that said she has done a lot of analysis and she still here to know what to venture into. I want to talk about story of a lady. She's Ayo Kamsin or something. The lady that owns Sweet Sensation is just like Mr. Biggs. She was a 9-to-5 lady. She works in a bank and she bakes cake. I think is it cake or pop-off or something. So she bakes cake. So from work, after work and taking care of her kids, she'll take like 1 hour from 7 to 8 or thereabouts when everyone is asleep to bake her cake. Then in the morning she supplies everyone. She sell, just like the sister side herself. She doesn't sell herself, she supplies people. She produces and supplies schools, anyway. So while doing it, collaboration came in. Instead of competing, she collaborated with Mr. Biggs. So she went into Mr. Biggs. You don't have to look at yourself like, okay, I'm too small, I can't even go to meet these people. When I was telling my father, I remember I went to the biggest what was it called, Auntie Ajoke or something, eatery in Usetu. I told them they are not cooking the best of father sauce, and I told them I'm going to supply them. I am going to be making a father sauce for them. The manager was like, wow, you don't mean it. I tasted their father sauce and I saw like, is this a father sauce? You are not getting it like the one I eat in my Abeokuta, the way the real taste and all of that. So they said they are going to be holding me, they don't pay. I said no, I am not going to do that. So this lady started and all of that. She started supplying Mr. Biggs. She makes for Mr. Biggs and their production improves, increases. So she stopped making from Mr. Biggs and opened her own outlet as a Sweet Sensation. So I think she did a lot of analysis, like, okay, what can I do? My small me, she asked around people, what do you think I am good at? Okay, when I was young, what do you think you're good at? What do you think I will do? And I do, you know, without even being rewarded. I enjoy doing it. I am talking to the sister now. I enjoy doing it because sometimes you want to go into business and you don't have passion for it. It's not going to work out. I do a cleaning business. Cleaning is what I have passion for. I can clean and clean. I don't even want you to thank me. So this is what you should go into. Like, you want to do it. Even if your stars are not coming, it should not stop your business from moving. Teachers, school owners should be able to teach. If your staff are absent, one day HOS told me she's going to class. I'm like, what if she doesn't know what to teach? So if you don't know anything, you can't even venture into school business. It's just like that. So what this lady did in her marketing is they call it circle marketing. Like, I am selling Gary in Lugbe and my neighbor doesn't know what I sell. Like, MICA doesn't know what I do. The school my kids are going doesn't know what I do. Everywhere in Lugbe should know I exist. My business exists. I sell Gary in Lugbe. So how do you do that? You can do a door-to-door marketing. You meet people. You can hire girls or guys to do that for you. You pay them off. You should be ready to you should be willing to invest in it, in your business. You can spend like 2 million in your business, and at the end of the day you might not even make up to that 2 million annually, but it will still go a long way. At least you are creating awareness. So she did a lot of circle marketing. Our school, our children's school, they knows what she's selling. Churches, everywhere, everyone. She did a lot of marketing and all of that, and at the end of the day it paid off. She became one of the, I think, the best eatery in Lagos. A lot of people prefer Sweet Sensation to Mr. Biggs in Lagos and all of that. So, sorry, one more thing about shining about what you do. I attended a business workshop, Trisha Biz, and we were asked to do a group work. And the ladies the group I belong to, they were talking about BB businesses, family business, perfume business, and I want to introduce my Wara business. I was like, see what these people are doing. Am I going to talk about Wara here? And after the whole classwork, we were asked to use. So we were asked to use one of the businesses as a case study. You will not believe my business was used as a case study. Okay, I sell wire. I told them I sell wire. Okay, one of my group member asked, why do you sell wire? I want people to reduce the number of the intake of red meat. You know, it takes like 4 days to digest. So I want everyone to start eating wire. You can eat wire every day, and it takes just little hours to digest. So I want to build a healthy business for kids, for adults. Your grandmother, like my dad, doesn't eat meat. You say, I can't eat meat where there is no toothpick. So I want people like that to start eating wire. It's healthy for them. So I was so happy, and I was glad that my business, just wire, you know, imagine, was used as a case study. And everyone like, okay, give me your number. I'll order. Give me your number. I've been looking for this local wire. And every other person does it. What do I do to make my own different? I had natural spices and herbs before frying it. You know, when you are traveling by road, you see where they sell wara. If you taste theirs and you taste by, you see a lot of differences. So it's not about eating wara alone. The healthy part of it is still there. So when you want to venture into something, a lot of people are doing it. I want to do online recharge card. What do you want to do to make your own different so that you can tell more they are doing? I think that's a little.
There's actually all kind for that. So don't be shy. People are exporting pap. People are exporting komo, agbalumo. Like, you should go to Instagram and see these business people. People are exporting. Please tell me, like, what's the most basic thing? Like, Gary is even big. So don't be shy, okay? It's better than stealing or even begging people for money. As they'll say, corporate beggar, fine barra, you know. It's much better. So I know, brother. Please, if we could kindly.
I also rely on Shaitan Rajim Simla Rahman Rahim. Alhamdulillah, we want to thank all the able presenters for today. They really show us the real way. But I don't know whether there's a difference between theory and practical. So you really share experience. Like what we've already gained today. To start early is a very, very good enough. And to also have passion. And another thing all of us do complain about, money. I don't have money, so I can't start. I've actually, with even being in investment club and also being in the cooperative, I discovered that money is not really the issue. Because most people will give money at the end of the day, where they fumble. So those are the things. Passion really means a lot in doing things. Like where I have my own passion has been in agriculture, farming. Since it's not that I don't make money in farming at all, because I don't know how to market. So maybe I don't know how I can handle that one. Marketing. Because at the end of the day, I realize a lot of chicken, goat, and everything. And at the end of the day, I end up giving people. So, so that's the area. Like I said, when I was in university, I made a lot of money in farming. To the extent that I don't beg for money and I don't need money. I always have money. But now, that's the problem. So, based on this, let us start. Like I said, most of us will find ourselves in a private organization or government organization. I always tell people, one source of income is not enough again, especially in this Nigeria. You have to increase, or you have to widen your investment, so that even if it is simple transport or whatever, you can get a lot of money from there. So, and another thing I want also, I don't know how we can handle that one, is the enabling environment too, because many people want to start business. For example, I want to start a car wash business. The day I went to a bush, clear the place, the bush that nobody see again. That's when everybody now come to see it. The government will come, the revenue generation, and all those things. So how can we handle all these things? Those are the things that has been discouraging a lot of people from doing business. So, thank you very much for all this.
Assalamu alaikum rahmatullah. May Allah bless the gathering. May Allah save this from us as an act of ibadah. My question is, I'm an electrical engineer. I've been trying to do business now for some time, and time is my problem. Time, because I believe if at all I'm to do business, as a starting point, I should handle it myself. If I'm starting, before I can now bring somebody in to look after the business or something. So I'm always so busy that before you know, call here. So how do I really handle that? How do I match the two? You know, that is my first question. Now, second one, I had, it's good to be rich, it's good to have money, but I want us to look at it this way. You see, Alhamdulillah, may Allah increase our iman. Sometimes you find out that this riches of a thing, or this business of a thing, by the time you started going deep into it, in fact, it affects, maybe I will use myself as example, it affects the iman personally. Before you know, it's Asri, I've not praised you. How does it happen? Me, you even be ashamed of yourself, And as that happens, it gets to sometimes to be as if you are now somehow comfortable with it. So what I'm saying is that as we are watching, as we are doing the business, yes, it's good to be rich. If it is to be poor that will make us to enter Al-Jannah, it's better we should be poor. Yes, and I'm serious about that. You see, some people, it is because they get rich that actually get them to hell. When they were poor, they actually have time, they do their salat or time and the rest. So when they get rich, they become so busy that things that are compulsory, they find it difficult to do. So we should watch our iman as we run after the dunya. May Allah give us the best understanding. The second one again, you see, the third one, sorry. Now, I've even forgot it. Assalamu alaikum.
Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Okay, Alhamdulillah, we thank the lecturers for this beautiful seminar. So inshallah, we all know that the mosque is an agent of socialization apart from being a house of worship. So there are hadiths that talks against, let's say, marketing your product in the mosque. So I want the speakers to do more justice to how, as a young entrepreneur, how can I utilize the masses in the mosque to get my product. Jazakallahu khair.
Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullah. Alhamdulillah, the speakers have carefully dealt with the processes of business. But if I could get like 2 minutes, I'd like to speak about it too. Just little contribution. So driving ourselves back to a different world entirely. In mathematics, we call something operational research. This only deals with businesses. If you want to start a business, or you want to enhance your business, or there are problems you are facing with the business and you tend to correct them, what are the things you do? So if you invite an operational researcher, what he tends to ask you is, what is your objective function? And you tell them, okay, for instance, I want to start a school for the purpose of making profit. Then he will ask you, what type of profit? Outrageous profit or balanced profit? So balanced profit means I want to make profit at the standard of other schools. But saying outrageous means I want to go beyond them. So this comes back to your constraint. So we have something we call constraint. So we have direct constraint and we have slack function. So direct constraint is, then I will ask you, how many schools do you have in this location before you? Do you have any schools there? When I tell them I have 4 schools, that is one constraint. We call it direct constraint. That I have 4 schools already in this particular place, and I want to also establish one too. So this now comes to your business strategy. Then they will now ask you, if you have 4 schools before, how do you intend to supersede these 4 schools or to work at their standard to make what they make too? So we also call another one slack function. So the slack function is just for enhancement. I want to enhance my business. Slack function does not necessarily have to be at the start of a business. Why do you need to enhance a business you've not started? So it comes at the process, maybe when you are doing the business. But for instance, I started a school with 10 students, and alhamdulillah I have 100 students now. Forgetting that these 100 students, I've been maintaining them for 5 years, and you think you are progressing. Fine, you have progressed to a certain stage, but you are being static at that stage. 5 years, making 100 students at 5 years, and you are not adding another student is not a progress. So this is where Slack function comes in. How do I enhance it? So any successful business, or a business that tends to be successful, then it needs to bring in Slack functions. How do I enhance this business at a particular time? Now, this Slack function also talks about period. That what period of time am I? Will this business grow at this time, or will it not grow? So because there is no time, I will leave that to that. But the aim of this is just to talk about business plan. So the idea I'm going to bring out from here is business plan. For a successful business, they said the principle under this analysis is any business that does not have a plan will never be successful. That's just the idea. So if I want to make a business, I need to make a plan. Because you planted something behind your house now and you are just selling it, you think there was no business plan? There was, because you thought of going to a market and sell. That is a plan. So every business needs a plan. So finally, I want to go back to the concern that sister said she's having, that starting a business. There are just two principles that backs that. The first one is, if you have a concern for failure, they said one is, look at your means of survival. Check your standard of living and your standard of life. If, for instance, I have 1 million naira as my net worth, they said you can put 25 to 30% for a business you are doubting. That means I can put 250,000 or 300,000 to a business. That will not affect me. So the second one is, if you don't have what you are doing before, if there is need for a business, need for a business means whether I want to enhance my living or I just want to start something for survival. That means you just start, regardless of whatever. Just start. If you do not start, you are not going anywhere. So if you start, you fall, you stand up again. May Allah give us a better understanding.
If you start, you fall, you stand up. You want to add something? You remembered your question? 60 seconds, sir.
Assalamu alaikum. There is this business, is it enterprise of sorts, called Famzy. What they do is you put in the 100,000, then at the end of the month, you can either get, the lowest you can get is 10,000, the highest you can get is 10% to 20%, based on the profit and loss they made. This is what they said. Now, I've asked some people some question on that, and they said it's halal. I don't know. I want to really know what is the view on it. Assalamu alaikum.
I don't think you have sufficient information. No, I can. You know the business? Okay. Jazakumullah khairan. Let's listen attentively to our speakers. Who would like to go first?
Okay. Starting from your question, I've heard about a lot of agribusiness coming up now. A lot of agribusiness coming up now that they will promise you 20%. I will just laugh. Is it not this agribusiness that we do, especially in the primary production? The principle of Sharia under this Islam in those things that you are going to that business, you have to be clear about the model they are using. Are they using your money to buy input for that business for it to grow? Then they are maybe for example, if they need fertilizer, they need all those things. Okay, that means they are using your money to buy the input, and the business is reselling to the farmers. That's where you are making money from. So we can say it is very clear. You get what I'm saying? That you know what they are using their money. But if that money is going to the pool of the business, of the entire business that they want to use it for a cycle, at every cycle, there should be declaration of the profit that they are making. Is it that they've made loss on it? It should be very clear. So that is called mudaraba. But when they promise you 10-20%, they don't declare their books. You don't know. It is very, very dicey. It's still not very clear because they may be using other monies people they are paying, the pool, to be paying other for your own profit. Other set of people. So it is very rampant. And even this farm crowding that is so popular that they are now they're having issues because I will say in agribusiness, where are they making this kind of money? 10-20% per, is it per month or per this thing? Per month, consistently. It is. I've been in business, but in primary production cycle, maybe they want to grow maize. It is like 4 months to 5 months, and they are also selling to the same market that other people, other countries are bringing business. So how are they making it? So you have to be clear that they are declaring. Do you know about the books? And once a business is not regulated, like SEC, ask them, Security Exchange Commission, are they registered with them? Because those are the people that also regulate anybody that are collecting money from the public to know maybe they are really doing well, so that we are not falling into another MMM. Mm-hmm. So on the issue of the time, somebody talk about. I think it's you that you don't have time. You need to first of all know what kind of business, because that question is not so clear. What kind of business you want to grow? How much time do you need? If you don't have that time, do you even have that strength in that business you are doing? Maybe it's even some other people that you have to partner with, maybe outsource. Okay, this is my business, start running it and everything. But when you are starting something, if it's a business, it has to be from you to learn the business. You cannot just handle it over. So you have to diagnose what kind of business is that, what time does it require, and the most important part of it. We may have different processes. Maybe go to the market, buy something, maybe it requires 2 hours. Go sell this, maybe it requires 3 hours. Look at your own time. So the most important one, can I do it? If it's so important that it is you can't do it, that means it may be difficult for you to start that kind of business. So most business from my experience that survive is that you have to be present, especially in Nigeria. You have to be present until you grow to the state that you build the systems. Thank you. Jazakumullah.
Let me start from where she stopped. I don't really know much about the FAMSI model, which is very important. Like she said, you have to know the model of the business. I know that there are some that what you do is you invest in already finished products that has market already. So for example, like Thrive Agric, what they do is like this cash, they have different sectors, so you have to even show which one you want. So they get like trailer load of cashew. I think a trailer load of cashew is about 6 million naira. So they can pull people to fund that trailer load. So when that trailer load gets there, you already know how much you are selling. The buyer is already there. He's just waiting to collect the cashew and pay you the money. You know how much they bought it, and you know how much they are selling it. So those people who pull funds for that, they know the percentage that is being sold, and they know the percentage that gets to you. Is already, you know, we buy at this amount and we sell at this amount. You know, so if you are sure of the model, you are sure of where you are putting in your money. The market is not, like she said, pool of fund only. You are investing directly. Tribe Agric, that I also know, they have the, what they call it, poultry. I think they grow about 4 million birds. You know, so, and each, they know their farmers. They know this is what you will use to produce the bird. They already have buyers. That's the beautiful thing about them. They have buyers already. Their own is just get the product to the market and they sell. So if you are very sure of the business model, you can go for it. If you are not sure, I think it's better for you to, you know, avoid it. And are they registered and are they regulated? So that you don't actually put yourself in a very tight corner. There are a whole lot of them that are genuine, but there are also some of them that are not so genuine. If you can't see the physical product like this, it's turning to like MMM. Because you have to be sure you have to see where is their truck coming from, where is it going to, who are their farmers, where are the farmers, or we are just putting money in a scheme. You put 1 naira, you get 2 naira without knowing anything. I don't think it's something that what we want to do. Me, I want to really talk about that mindset something. You see, that mindset you have, I'm very sorry. Even when you get the money, you will just find that you are not going to be conscious Islamically. Because you already have a preset mind that when there is money, your faith will dwindle. Trust me, no matter what you do, your faith will dwindle. But if you come in with the fact that there are people who have money and their faith is strong, and my own faith will be strong with my money, then it's a different thing, and it needs a mind shift. This is something that Muhammad Al-Sharif has a course on, as in, you see, visioneer and all that, because people will come with some questions and I'm like, yay. In fact, some people will say having getting money save is close to haram, or the way they will put it, like glorify poverty. Instead of saying if poverty will be the one that will take, you said once, if some poverty will be what will take you to Al-Jannah, run away from riches or something, why not let the riches be the one that will take me to Al-Jannah? Because even the prophet prayed against poverty. Poverty will push people to do the unthinkable. In fact, when you hear some poor people talk, when it has gotten to the level of, you will begin to worship what you are not supposed to worship. I'm telling you. It's a mindset that I know that a lot of people have, and we need to shift it. You don't have to be extremely rich like Dangote or something, but you can be very, very comfortable, and then you do well. Besides, I used to tell myself, when poor person has time to do dhikr, tahajjud and all the extra because he has time, right? Let the rich person too be using his money to be buying the things that the poor cannot buy. Pay your zakat. Pay more and more and more extra. Can a poor person do zakah? No. Can a poor person send people for Hajj? No. Why don't you use your own riches to send 10 people for Hajj every year, and Allah is giving you the reward that even the sitting in the mosques for 1 year will not get you? To free prisoners. You can use your own money to get reward. It doesn't have to be that time that you want to extra time. So yet let your money buy Jannah for you. The same way I tell people, money can buy you happiness. It depends on how you spend your money. So money can buy you Jannah. It depends on how you spend it. But you have to have that mindset from day one. My own money, I will use it in an halal way. I will use it to worship my Lord. And I will use it to make sure that instead of it being a sabab for Jahannam, it's sabab for Al-Jannah. It's a topic that, there are really a lot of techniques and something to work on. But then, we shouldn't have that belief that, if you are rich, you'll be misled or something. We need to be very, very... It's a mindset thing that if we are not careful, it's just like self-fulfilling prophecy. You believe if you have the money, you will do this. You end up doing that. Marketing and conducive environment. One of the things we do in business, which you have to do on your business plan, it talked about, is you have to know your strengths and your weaknesses. And one of the things in weakness is what you cannot control. And under what you cannot control is government and all these agents. In Nigeria, you don't have a choice. You must cook their food, join the food you want to eat. So you have to cook their food and join. So, but at the same time, you too, you have to be a little bit, exactly, strong-headed. When they come with boom, you too, you go with boom. If not, they will be coming all the time. Which is, unfortunately, that is what we are in Nigeria. We don't have a choice. But it still doesn't mean that one cannot do business and do it very well. You can still do it very well. Marketing, just like she said, is not a strength for everyone. But one thing with farming, I would always tell people is, get your buyers before you even start. If you can do it, that's your best way. Make sure you already have buyers as you are planting. Because when it is out, before you start to market, you know, farm produce does not have a long time span, so it will spoil. But if as you are planting, you are already marketing, and by 2 months time, this one will be ready. 1 month time, this one will be ready. Let people already make commitments to buy from you. So advertise ahead of time. When it's out, I want 10, because that's what I also do now. I have some people who farm this. Immediately your chicken is ready, I want 20 chickens. Immediately this, I want that. I want this, I want that. You know, that way you know that you have marketed at least 50 to 60% of your produce even before they get available, and then you wouldn't have so much of a problem with marketing. I'm told time is up, so.
Yes, I know, but we'll give architects a few minutes to round off, inshallah.
Assalamu alaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Well, so much has been said, but the most important thing is action. It is whatever action you take after now that will matter whether you benefit from this session or not. If you go outside of this place and you do not take any action, I am sorry you have wasted your time coming. If you do not take any action as you go out of this hall today, tomorrow, I am sorry you have wasted your precious time of coming here. So the benefit of coming is to, whatever we have said, there are so many of them. Take one action. If you have not started any business at all, start thinking of the business you want to do. Write it down. If you do not know what your passion is, start talking to the people around you to tell you what your passion is. If you already have a business and it is not growing, find somebody. I think what many of us actually need mentors, like her, like you. Find mentors. You will never do well in business if you don't have mentors. Never. What a mentor does for you is that they hold your hand. You know, what you cannot do in 20 years, somebody will make you to do it in 5 days. He has done it before. The fears that you have, people have failed before. Many times they have failed. Somebody told you that she had to stop her factory for 2 years. She had to be paying salary of staff for almost 2 years. We have made mistakes before. I can't tell you how many business I have done. I can't even remember. I can't even remember how many times. Madam, how many farms did we do? I've done fish farm 3 times, failed. I'm still going. Inshallah. So, for you to be afraid of failure is the biggest problem you may ever have. Just do something. Make mistakes. It's part of the deal. Now, you don't have a time. Talk to a mentor. They will tell you what you can do and what you cannot do. I have 2 examples I'm going to give you. My marketing mentor is a 9 to 5. She's a 9 to 5 person, Julian. She still works in First Bank, 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. every day. But she runs training every day. She runs training every week. She runs training every quarter. Everything is scheduled. With training, you know what to do and when to do them. And how to do them. See, before she used to travel to Dubai, see the expense, the energy. But she can get the same good, almost at the same price, without leaving her room. Before, she has to go and beg people to buy and beg them to pay. Now she's selling the same thing without seeing these people. Are you with me? There is no bad business. There is no good business. There is no product that is good. There is no product that is bad. It is whether you know what to do and when to do it. So that has to be learned. You need a mentor. You need training to be able to do these things successfully. Just sitting in this class is not enough. This is just an appetizer. You have to go and learn. Mr. Farmer, you have to learn marketing or hire a marketer or partner with a marketer. Business, yes. You see, yes, if you think about business as only you will never succeed. Don't think about what other people are going to make. Think about what you are going to make. The only thing that is difficult to share is something small. What is difficult to share is something small. If you have something massive, sharing it is it's not a big deal. You know, one of my former bosses used to say it, Dr. Femi Williams. He said it is where you don't make more money that you think about what other people are making. When you are making money, you don't care what the next person is making. So that's the principle. You have to think about others making money from what you are doing. Then another truth, which my sister tried to pass before, but maybe it's not clear, is that in every business there is a chain. Honestly, planting is not the biggest of the chain. Doing the labor work is the lowest of the rank. The people really making money from the farm are those in the restaurant. You bring the rice for them at 17,500 per bag. She's going to make 175,000 selling that same rice. So in everything there is a chain. You have to look at what part of the chain you want to play in. So we need to know where to really work. I sell rice. I don't know where the market is. I can make more money than the farmer that is planting the rice. The person who is going to buy and use it as a restaurant will make more money than me. So you must know the chain. There is a chain. So you have to play where the money is. Okay? So I think that is all. But those of us that have challenge with our business, please find a mentor to assist you to go through it. Finally, on the issue of pharmacy, anybody that says bring money, I'm going to give you money, is haram. I can say it here. Anybody that says bring money in 10 days time, in 30 days time, I'm going to give you, it is haram. There is no such Islamic model. The people that are making money are suffering. They are making efforts every day and it's not guaranteed. Is it guaranteed, businessman? Are you guaranteed? No. There is no guarantee. If anybody gives you a guarantee, then it is haram. They have to tell you that this is what we are going to do. We may or may not. So sometimes it is positive. Sometimes you have to weep small. Then you pick up yourself again. So, but once they give you something that is definite, it is haram. You don't need to go and know any model. It is definitely haram. Don't go near it. So I think that is that. Business. Yes, business affecting our iman. Even laziness affects our iman. I'm very serious. When we started school in Lagos, we started school because of our children and because of the Muslim children around us. Do you know of course, naturally it is Muslims that are going to bring children. And we were living in the low Muslim area. So it is the Majubas, the Eleha children that came to our school. 8 years, they've never been to school. 8-year-old, 9-year-old, 7-year-old, that was how we were dealing with them. Now, these same children will come to school and be talking rubbish. Because their mother is sitting at home watching television. They're just watching all this. Yes, and they say they are Eleha inside the house. And the children are learning that. And they are not going to school because they don't want them to be corrupted. They are not going to school. But inside the house, they are rotting. So poverty can actually make you lose your iman. The Rasul Sallallahu says, poverty is nearer to kufur. It's nearer to kufur. So to make money, make halal money. If you are making halal money, you have time to pray. Why won't you pray? Why won't you do sadaqah? Why won't you help somebody? I just gave you an example now that the brother started school a few years ago. If they have 150 people that are paying salary, 1,500 people are benefiting, you think Allah will not credit their account? Small foliage there. When we started, we were just about 10 staff. We have over 45 staff now in a period of 3 to 4 years. Not to talk of Mumtaz that is already 10 years old or something. So imagine the people that are benefiting. Somebody is in the village waiting for the salary of your staff in Abuja, isn't it? Yes. So it's a chain. Those people are making dua for you. They are making dua for your employer. Brother. Yes. Because as little as it is, it must come. Okay? So it is the whisper of Shaitan for anybody to think that when you are making halal effort, it can take you out of Islam. That is the whisper of Shaitan. Allah wants the Muslims to be rich. That's why I say we should pay zakat. We should do sadaqah. How much is it to go to Hajj? How much do we need to build this mosque? The slab alone is 30 million. Just one slab. Poor people are going to do it? No. It's the rich people that are going to do it. So we have to make sure that we are playing in that field. Okay, Salam alaikum. For those of us that came late, I shared an hadith with us that the Rasul Sallallahu gave a Sahaba 1 dinar to go and buy him a sheep for his sacrificial animal. The Sahaba went to the market and bargained and bought 2 sheep for 1 dinar. 2 sheep. And he came out of the market and saw somebody wanted to buy. And he sold one of them for 1 dinar. He went back to the Rasul Sallallahu with 1 sheep and his dinar. Do you understand? You don't understand. You have to make money. When the caravan of Abdurrahman bin Auf came and dust was filling everywhere, what do you think happened? Subhanallah, it was an earthquake of wealth. When Usman radiallahu anhu bought the well from the Jew, what impact did you think he had on the Muslims? When Abu Bakr radiallahu anhu brought his resources for them to go for jihad, what impact do you think he had on the Muslims? Brother, you have to get rich. You have to work hard. If you, today, as a Muslim, a small family, if you are blessed with a wife, and you have 2 children, unfortunately one of them is a boy, and one is a girl, your minimum standard is a 3-bedroom flat. Do you understand that? If you are to comply with Sunnah. So how will you do it? 3-bedroom in Lugbe, how much is it? 1 million naira per annum. 1.5 million. Can a poor man do that? So should a Muslim not bear children because he has to rent a house? Subhanallah, you have to be rich. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
Jazakallah khair. Takbir. My brother, the